Why companies are leaving California for Texas. Silicon Valley, in the northern part of California, a southern region of the San Francisco Bay Area, has a mild climate, educational opportunities, and job opportunities that have attracted workers, including expats and students, for more than a century. The name Silicon Valley was coined by an entrepreneur named Ralph Vaerist in the 1970s to describe the region's large volume of silicon chip manufacturers. This helped turn the area, and in effect the state, into the epicenter of the tech industry. However, California appears to be fast losing its status as the center of the tech universe. Why? What states are gaining from this? This will be our focus today in this video. Please relax and enjoy our enlightening findings. Are they really moving? Are companies really moving out of California? We've analysed the facts and the opinions of captains of industry, and we can share that with you. Let's look at the population figure. From 2000 to 2020, the state experienced a net population decrease of 2.6 million, no thanks to Californians' movement to other states. Before then, California's total population growth had been due to natural population increases and constant foreign immigration. In 2020, however, foreign immigration decreased while the state's birth rate continued to decline. This reduced the state's total population by 182,000 during the 20 years. In 2021, California's population decrease was for the first time apparent. The state is now developing a two-tiered society. The higher-income, educated tech workers are starting to cluster in the major coastal cities. The lower-income, less educated workers find themselves relegated to the interior of the state. In instances where the two groups are forced to live together, it's to their detriment. Recent studies are showing that business headquarters are leaving the state at a record pace. Ohanian is an economist at the Hoover Institution at Stanford University, while Joseph Vranich is president of Spectrum Location Solutions, a site selection consulting firm. They both collected reliable data on the rate at which business relocated their headquarters from California from January 2018 to June 2021. They found 265 headquarters relocations over the 3.5-year period. That was an average of 6 relocations per month. We would love you to tell us what you make of this in your comment, and you're free to share other data you've found informative. To where? Now, if you could agree that indeed companies are moving out of California, the next question would be, to where? As you likely have observed from the title of this video, we're particular about their movement to Texas, and for good reasons. But while Texas is the #1 state that companies moving out of California are heading to, we won't close our eyes to the fact that they're also moving elsewhere. So let's tell you a bit about what the figures reveal. Florida has been another option for firms and their CEOs, thanks to a few similarities they have with Texas. Georgia is another southern state benefiting from the Californian exodus. In the Midwest, Indiana and Minnesota are receiving those moving out of the state. The mountain states they're also moving to are Colorado and Idaho, while Arizona and Oregon are among the western states, them benefiting from California's losses. These are not all, but they're common destinations with considerable figures. Yet there's no other state that has become home to companies moving out of the Golden State like Texas, the Lone Star State. The biggest movers. We've resisted the temptation to give you many figures about the companies leaving California for Texas. The truth is that the figure is not in the public domain. We found many companies that have moved out who were not accounted for in the official documents. For this reason, we mention only the most prominent companies that have changed their base. One of them that has left the state during the period covered by this video is Apple AAPL, plus 3.5%. It moved its American headquarters from Santa Clara in Silicon Valley to Austin in Texas. Nestlé USA also left Los Angeles for Arlington, also in Texas. Oracle ORCL, plus 2.6%, moved out of San Mateo and headed to Austin. Hewlett-Packard, another Silicon Valley giant, has refused to be left behind. Advanced Micro Devices and Dell now have an Austin presence. FileTrail, the company developing records management software for law firms, has joined the lively activity by moving from San Jose to Austin. The venture capital firm 8VC moved its headquarters from also Silicon Valley to Austin. DZS Inc., the telecommunications equipment firm in Oakland, couldn't remain in California. Plano in Texas is its next home. In January 2020, QuestionPro, the online survey software firm, made public its move from the Bay Area to Austin. According to the Austin Chamber of Commerce, as of November 2020, 35 companies had either relocated their headquarters or offices to Austin or simply opened another facility there to create in Austin another Silicon Valley. Oh, here we are, returning to figures. CEOs that have moved. Before we finally tell you the reasons for the move, we have another proof: the exodus of not just the company, but the base of the chief executive officers. It's only logical to conclude that if many companies move, their CEOs won't remain in California. A prominent among such movers is Drew Houston, the Dropbox CEO who has bought a home in Austin. That will now be his permanent residence. Also, Douglas Merritt, the Splunk CEO, recently bought a home in Austin, which becomes his permanent home. And the big one, Elon Musk of Tesla, will now be having his home near his large factory near Austin. Accordingly, he announced in late 2020 that he had moved out of California. Why they are leaving? Taxes. Who wants to continue his business in a state where the tax is killing? One such state is California. This state has some of the United States' highest tax rates. According to the Tax Foundation, California is in the bottom 49th position of ease of doing business, no thanks to the complex and exorbitant tax. New Jersey is the only state with a worse tax climate. Cost of living. The cost of living is generally high in California. Prices in the state are 16% higher than the average. According to the BEA's regional price parities, only in Hawaii are the prices higher than in California, where consumer goods must cross the Pacific Ocean to get there. This high cost of living in California also keeps some higher income people away from the state. The same factor is making it more difficult for businesses to attract and retain employees. Housing. This corroborates what has just been said about the cost of living. Housing is the sector where the effect of the high cost of living in California is most obvious. The typical home value in the state is $683,996. This is second only to Hawaii's $730,511. High housing prices can be attributed to high prices for other goods and services, which has also increased the labor cost. Restrictive zoning laws are further complicating the matter. You can only guess right what effects this will have on rent. Governmental regulations. Corollary to the last point just made, California has one of the worst legal environments. Legal impediments will prevent business from moving to the state and drive the existing ones away. For instance, certain laws enable employees to sue their employers and on behalf of other employees. This complex legal framework doesn't really protect employees. They only create costly lawsuits to the advantage of overzealous lawyers. A study finds that California has 396,000 regulatory restrictions, the highest in the country. As the most regulated state in the US, it has too many ridiculous permits and licenses, ranging from air permits, importer's license, medical device manufacturing license, industrial activities stormwater general permit, burglar alarm permit, underground storage tank permit, and public health operating license and permit, among others. Why to Texas? But why are they moving to Texas more than other states? This is because all factors making things tough for businesses in California are not in Texas. The state has better and cheaper housing options, and the cost of living there is generally low. We have a video on this which we encourage you to see. The legal environment is protective of businesses and workers. All of that is in addition to Texas's high standard of living and more enjoyable life. The tech experts moving to Austin, for instance, have found that the city has many nice qualities that make it an attractive alternative to Silicon Valley. According to them, there are a lot of things about this community. It's got a great local flavor, a great music scene. It's an outdoors city. We've mentioned only the most important reasons. We know some of us here may have other ideas about why companies are leaving California for Texas. Please, let's have your comments. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.